Maddie. Hi, Victor. Hi, Pilar. Good to see you. I hope you had a nice Easter and I hope you are very relaxed and you're all doing okay. We are going to continue with our book and we are going to do page 40 and 41 of our book. So, this is page 40, okay, the first activity that we're going to do. So, Victor, I hope you can see it all right. Okay, so today is going to be the first time you see the past tense. We've been talking about the present today, now, but we're going to talk a little bit about the past. Okay, so on page 40, activity 1, it says, read and listen to the questions about the present and the past. Complete the answers. So first, we're going to read about the present. I'll read the questions about the present, and then I'll read the questions about the past. Number 1, what day is today? 2, what month is it now? 3, is it sunny today? 4, where are you now? 5, where are your parents now? 6, are you in England now? 7, can you ski? 8, can your teacher speak a lot of languages? All right, so we have the present. Now, the past. What day was it yesterday? 2. What month was it last month? 3. Was it sunny yesterday? 4. Where were you yesterday? 5. Where were they yesterday? 6. Were you in England last year? 7. Could you ski when you were 5? And 8. Could your teacher speak English when she was 7? Okay, so take a moment and answer the questions. Okay, and then we'll take up the answer. Okay, so let's look at number 1. Okay, what day is it today? It's Tuesday. What day was it yesterday? It was Monday. What month is it now? It's April. What month was it last month? It was March. 3, is it sunny today? Guess it depends on where you are. Could be yes it is or no it isn't. Was it sunny yesterday? Yes it was or no it wasn't. 4, where are you now? I'm in Lugo. I'm at work. I'm at home or my house, okay? At home, right? At home. At my house is a little strange, right? I think that's more of a Spanish translation. Where are you? I'm at home. Okay. And where were you yesterday? I was at home. Where are your parents now? Okay, they're at home, maybe. Everybody's at home right now. Where were they yesterday? Uh, they were at home. Are you in England now? Yes, I am. Or no, I'm not. Were you in England last year? Yes, I was. No, I wasn't. Can you ski? Yes, I can. No, I can't. Could you ski when you were 5? When you were 5 years old? Yes, I could. No, I couldn't. And 8. Can your teacher speak a lot of languages? Yes, she can. No, she can't. Could your teacher speak English when he or she was 7? Yes, she could. No, she couldn't. Okay, so if we look at the blue box, okay, sorry, here you go, Victor. Okay, there's our grammar and pronunciation box. We have the positives and the negatives. Now, this is the verb to be, right? You have the present, and then you have the past, okay? I am, you are, he, she, it, I can't see, is, okay? And let's do this further. We, you, and they are. Hard to see. Let's do it this way. Okay. It's more important that you see the board than you can see me. Okay. Let me bring it a little closer as well. So you have the present, right? The past, am, changes to was. Are, changes to were. Is, changes to was. And again, are, changes to were. So when we are talking about the past and the verb to be, we want to use was or were in the positive, and in the negative, we want to use weren't. So we have wasn't, right? Or weren't in the negative. So be careful with the pronunciation, okay? Now my pronunciation is North American, so it's not the same as many of the times when you do the listening, right? Was and were, right? Many times in English, in British English, you'll hear were, right? Not were. But the meaning is exactly the same, okay? Just two different ways of pronouncing it, okay? Was, were, wasn't in the negative, weren't in the negative. Okay. Then if you look at number 2 in the box, there's the question. What is the past of can? Today I can. Yesterday I could. Okay? So could, can is in the present, and in the past it becomes could, and in the negative, couldn't. The good thing about could and couldn't is there's no change. I could, you could, he, she, it could, we, you, they could. Okay? And in the negative as well, couldn't. So there's no change in any of the people. Okay? They're always the same. It's an example of a modal verb. And in modal verbs, they never change. They always have a constant form. Okay? Um, so let's go to activity 2. It says ask and answer the questions about the past in exercise 1 with a partner. Okay? So obviously you can't do this practice. Pilar, I'm going to send you a message later to see if we can organize a time where we can have a little bit of speaking practice, okay? And Osmadi and Victor, if you want to get in touch, then maybe we can organize something as well. Okay. Number 3, complete the sentences with the past of the verb to be and can. So we're going to do activity 3. Okay, please complete the sentences and then we will correct. So you can pause your video and then we will come back and correct it together. Okay, welcome back. So let's correct together. Number 1, I wasn't at school yesterday because I was ill. 2, my parents weren't at work last week. They were on holiday in Spain. 3, where were you last night? I phoned, but you weren't at home. 4, I could read and write when I was just 5. And 5, my sister couldn't read until she was 7. Okay, one thing I want you to think about with could. Okay, so there's an L, right? But the L is silent. Okay, could. I also don't want you to say code. Okay, could. Okay, and the same here. Couldn't. Couldn't. All right, so be careful with the pronunciation of could and couldn't. Okay, in activity 4, I want you to talk about you. Here we are. Sorry, let me show you again, Victor, just so you can see it a little bit better. Okay. Talking about you. Work with a partner and ask and answer the questions about you. So, where were you at 8 o'clock this morning? So, where? Were you at home? Okay, were you at work? This is another thing to think about with the pronunciation of where versus were. Where is the question words referring to location. Where were you? Where were. Okay? Where were. Where were you yesterday? I was at Las Termas, for example. Okay? Okay, so please write out your answers and then you can send them to me. Okay, send them to my email that's on the English School webpage and I will correct them for you. Okay, let's continue with the practice on page 41. Okay, child prodigies. Now, there's actually a program here in Spain on, I think, Channel 1 called Prodigios, right? That actually talks about child prodigies, right? What can they do? So look at these pictures. Who are the children? What can they do? And why are they child prodigies? Okay, so you have Mark U and you have Cleopatra Stratton, right? What can she do? Cleopatra. She can sing, yeah? And Mark, what can he do? He can play the piano. Okay. So I want you to listen and complete the sentences about Mark U. All right. So you have Mark U and Cleopatra Stratton. Okay, as with last week, I do not have the CD, so I will read it to you. Let me find it here. 5:11. Okay, so Mark U, number 1. Let me see. Yes, okay. Number 1. He was born on January 5th, 1999 in California, USA. 2. He can play the piano and the cello. 3. He could play the piano when he was 3. 4. He could play the cello when he was 4. And last year, he played with Lang Lang, the famous Chinese pianist in New York. They were a big success. Okay, so if you'd like to listen again, you can go back or wait until we do Cleopatra, go back, listen again, and then we will correct. Okay? Cleopatra Stratton, singer. Cleopatra Stratton is a singer. She was born on October 7th, 2002 in Moldova, near Romania. She could sing beautifully when she was just 2 years old. When she was 3, she made an album, La Varsta de Tre Anni. Her album was a big success. 150,000 were sold round the world. Okay, so again, you can go back and listen and repeat as many times as you would like, okay? And then come back and we will correct together. Okay, so Mark was born on January 5th, 1999 in California. 2, he can play, right? He has the ability to play. 3, he could play, okay? The piano when he was 3. 4, he could play when he was 4. And the last one, last year he played with Lang Lang, the famous Chinese pianist in New York. They were a big success. Notice, okay, that play is in its infinitive form, okay? When you have can or could, okay, the verb that follows doesn't change. I can play, I can eat, I can cook, I can play the guitar, okay? So the verb that follows does not change, okay? Now let's talk about Cleopatra. Cleopatra. Let me just erase this. Okay. Oopsie. All right, so Cleopatra, right, is a singer. She was born. Yeah? She was born October 7th, 2002 in Moldova. She sings, or sorry, she could sing beautifully when she was just 2 years old. When she was 3, she made an album. Okay? Her album, let's do this again. Her album was a big success. 150 were sold. Okay, were sold. Very good. Okay, so now let's go to activity 5. Pablo Picasso. Okay, Pablo Picasso was also a child prodigy. Read and complete the conversation about him. Okay, this is the activity about Picasso. So stop the video and then come back and we will correct together. Okay. Are you ready? Listen and complete and check. Hey, look at that painting. It's a Picasso. Oh, yes. Fantastic. Where was Picasso born? In Malaga. Ah, so he was Spanish. Yes, he was. Were his parents rich? Well, they weren't rich and they weren't poor. His father, Don Jose, was a painter and a professor of art. His mother, Doña Maria, was a housewife. So, was Picasso good at drawing when he was young? Oh, yes, he was a child prodigy. He could draw before he could speak. His first word was lápiz, which is Spanish for pencil. Wow, what a story. Okay, so let's correct it then together. You have the answers for 1, So let's continue with number 2. Number 2. And my marker, here it is. Okay. So he was Spanish. 3. Yes, he was. 4. So we have parents, right? 2 people. Were his parents rich? Well, they weren't rich and they weren't poor. Okay? Rich and poor. Okay? Rich and poor. His father, Don Jose, was His father, Don Jose, was a painter and professor of art. His mother, Doña Maria, was a housewife, right? She didn't have a job. She was at home. At 9, so was Picasso. 6, 7, was that 8? This is 9. Okay, that's why. Okay, this is 9. Was Picasso good at drawing when he was young? 10. Oh, yes, he was, number 11. He was a child prodigy. He could draw. He could draw before he could speak. His first word was lápiz. Okay. Very good. So that's the last activity for today. Okay. I hope you have a good day and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.